Adam Cazzoni, second placeholder in the TCR class, is 5 tenths behind Eyal Drukman, and these two drivers are driving basically on a identical pace. So the gap is constantly around half a second between these two drivers, and Martin Bodmer is standing on the track. Is this another penalty that he has to complete? I think it is, and this seems to be a very tough race for Martin Bodmer. We have a group of 5 TCR cars battling each other, running into the faster GT3 car driven by Martin Bodmer. That might cause some confusion. Simon Speth running behind Andres Gubarevs. This is a battle for P5 in the TCR class. Justas Šleiva is right on the tail of Justas Pirinauskas, and he only can wish and hope for some intense battles, more intense battles in front of him, just to cut that gap down of 6 tenths. Oh, and someone's off the track and hit the barrier, and there's another contact. That's Simon Speth and Justas Pirinauskas. Simon Speth just hit the wall, and he is battling for the win in the overall standings, and this kind of racing will not help him in the battle for the best finishing position after the championship ends. Simon Speth, was he involved in a contact, or did he make a mistake on his own? Into the Bohun corner, a downhill left-hander. Simon Speth just went wide and clipped the back end of Justas Pirinauskas while heading back towards the racing surface. Justas Pirinauskas now has to find some defensive maneuvers against Augustas Šleiva. This is a battle for P8 in the TCR class. Justas Pirinauskas, the over-the-limit racing team driver, has to go defensive, cuts the curb and sends the car jumping. Not managed to save that position that he's currently at. Martin Bodmer into the pit lane, and it's not looking good for Martin Bodmer. And the gap between Eyal Drukman and Adam Cazzoni, the TCR class leaders, is suddenly down to 1/10, and Adam Cazzoni is thinking about it into Eau Rouge and the Rodillion. And not the best corner to swap places, though it's possible. Just not sure if it's possible with these low downforce virtual machines. Down the Camel Straight, Adam Cazzoni using the slipstream, heading out of it, and he will try to take the outside line to overtake and go into the lead in the TCR class. Nice side-by-side battles, less of contacts. These cars are slightly slower, so Eyal Drukman managed to stay in front of Adam Cazzoni, but the fight is not over. Grantas Kareckas just set the fastest lap time of the race, 2 minutes 19 seconds and 209 tenths. Oh, and these lap times are still not the fastest lap times. I forgot about Tauras Tunila, who is already he's not out of the race. Tauras Tunila is back on track. Oh, so that's what happened. Tauras Tunila is back on track. He's only 1 lap behind his rivals, so he managed to fix his wheel and he's continuing racing, and the fastest lap time belongs to Tauras Tunila, which is 2 minutes 18 seconds and 6 tenths. That's almost 6 tenths faster than the fastest lap time of the current P2 holder Grantas Kareckas. So we are still riding with these two TCR car drivers, Eyal Drukman and Adam Cazzoni, fighting for the lead in the TCR class. And they are not that down in the overall standings. This is the battle for P12 in the overall standings in this race. So these two TCR class drivers are doing a decent job this evening. Eimantas Janušauskas 4 seconds behind these drivers, so he's not involved in any of this battle. But if these two drivers will start some harsher racing, they might lose some time, and Eimantas Janušauskas should be on his toes at this moment, trying to avoid any mistakes and go as fast as possible, because a chance might be just ahead of him to maybe take a higher step of the podium. He's currently third, which is still a podium place, but these two battling drivers might cause more trouble. And one more time approaching Helles Combes corners combination, Adam Cazzone will try to do the same. Giuseppe Mazzei just entered the pits, while Adam Cazzone is trying the same outside maneuver, and this time it looks like he managed to stick the car, so a small practice session 1 lap ago helped Adam Cazzone to take the lead, and he's already going defensive for an aggressive move to the right side of the track just to cover off any attempt of Eyal Drugman to try and dive into the inside of the track. Now he has to be very careful and absorb of what's happening behind him. Eyal Drugman is right on the tail, and he still might try